Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. First of all, I want to thank to the first people who subscribed to my YouTube channel. You are the reason me to continue with the channel and the videos I made. Thanks so much. I'll try to continue with videos who are used for other retro PC gamers like me. Today we're gonna talk about StarCraft versus Age of Empires 2, and I'll make 25 years of comparison. Because back in the days, if someone played real-time strategy, there were two main choices, StarCraft or Age of Empires 2. You play one of these games. There is no option you to play none of them and play only another real-time strategy. So let's start with StarCraft Genesis. It was released in 1998 and became the best-selling PC game of 1998, moving 1.5 million global sales in the first fiscal year. Technical fact, it was the first real-time strategy to successfully balance three completely unique factions, Terrans, Zerg and Protoss. It's curious, when Blizzard first showed StarCraft at 1996, it was mocked as Warcraft in space, and Blizzard took the war off, scraped the entire engine and rebuilt it entirely from scratch in a year to create the legend we all know. And another curious fact is a global phenomenon of South Korea, 40% rule. 40% of 11 million original units sold by 2009, or approximately 4.5 million were sold in South Korea alone. That means that 1 in every 10 South Koreans owned a legal copy of the game. So it became some kind of national sport, that game in South Korea. And early 2000, StarCraft held a market share of over 70% of Korean PC banks. That's some kind of internet caves. It was effectively the default operating system for Korean yacht. And curious fact, at its peak, South Korea had 3 24-hour capo channels who dedicated almost exclusively to broadcasting StarCraft matches. I mean, the game became there extremely popular. And on the other side, Age of Empires 2 arrived 1 year later after StarCraft release. The name of the game was The Age of Kings, and it achieved a velocity record by shipping 2 million sales in its first 3 months. By January 2000, it was the #1 selling game in the US, UK, France and Germany markets. We must say that it's not first game from the series. Before that there was Age of Empires 1, if you remember it as well. It was released in 1997 and it had 3 million units. So Microsoft launched Age of Empires 2 with a pre-existing shareholder base, which ensured them to immediately return the investment. And they made an expansion, the Conquerors, which reached platinum status over 400,000 units in the US alone market in less than a year. But we'll talk about the history of the game, how it was involved in the next years, in next slides. Another interesting point is the education evidence. I mean, StarCraft is sci-fi and Age of Empires is historical. So people who like history and they already know what's knight, what's castle, there is a high risk for them to like Age of Empires more than StarCraft, and that was the reason for me to play Age of Empires much more than StarCraft. At that time I was at school and history was my favorite subject, so I enjoyed that game for that reason. Economic complexity fact, the game featured four distinct resources: food, wood, stone and gold, which make the game to be more economic, macro oriented. You no need entirely from the beginning to focus on the attack. You might wait to build economy, make the other ages, make a trebuchets, and then attack with a solid army. And at launch, the game offered 13 civilizations, unlike StarCraft, which had only 3 asymmetric races. Age of Empires 2 used modular design, sharing core unit tree while adding unique bonuses, and this made the game easier to balance for casual play while providing 13 different user experience. And how they actually performed from sales perspective. If you see at the first 6-7 years, StarCraft dominates. It make much more sales than of Age of Empires 2. And that continues until here, and then Age of Empires 2 in long term made more sales than StarCraft. But beside that, StarCraft made 1.5 million best-selling PC games of 1998, which made her the best-selling games. And by 1909, it made 11 billion total sales here. And when they released StarCraft II in 1995, there's some interesting moment. We'll see them in a minute. And we'll see how Age of Empires continued, that they have interesting history here. So StarCraft II, it's like Pioneer StarCraft. They release something and make unique record. So the first 24-hour velocity upon its release on July 27, 2010, StarCraft II Wings of Liberty moved 1 million units in its first 24 hours, and within 48 hours it reached 1.5 million units. And it made the game the fast selling strategy game in the history of the medium at this time. And Blizzard monetized it well by making three full price released: Winds of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm, and Legacy of the Void. And it allowed them to remonetize the same user base 3 times over 6 years, eventually totaling over 70 million units across the trilogy. And Twitch TV, it's a streaming platform at that time, 2011, 2013, at the early years of the platform. StarCraft II was the most watched category of the online game streaming. That's a interesting history fact. And what happened in this period with Age of Empires 2? Microsoft decided to shut down the game, and they classified it as a legacy product. So they decided that there is no further development budget for it, and however, it reduced to become a deprecated game. And it's interesting that during the official silence, a group of fans released the forgotten uh, expansion at 2012 for free, and that made the game extremely popular. And while StarCraft II owned the professional spotlight, Age of Empires 2 maintained a shadow market of the platforms like Wobbly and Gamer Ranger. So the community-run servers hosted over 10,000 concurrent players daily without a single dollar of marketing spent from Microsoft. And what happens? The unexpected return of investment. In April 2013, Microsoft released Age of Empires 2 HD Edition on Steam, and that internal projections were modest, yet the game became an instant top seller, which proved the market demand of 1999 era strategy had been uh, underestimated by corporate analysis. And according to the statistic, 5 million units within a few years on Steam. The HD edition moved over 5 million sales. And it was not just a nostalgia buying. The data showed high retention rates, with players logging hundreds of hours into the decade-old engine playing. And by integrating the Steam Workshop, Microsoft allowed the community to contribute free research and development, Over 10,000 user-generated modes were created, effectively increasing the product's value without increasing Microsoft's internal development cost. And definitive editions at 2019, they changed everything actually. Microsoft released the definitive edition of the game, which improved every 2D graphics if they prove it with 4K ready 3D models. They improved the smart features like how to reseeding the farms. It was previously when you played the game, if you remember, you had to rearrange the farm when it's exhausted. So it improved the micromanagement tax we paid when played the game. It was improved, so you were able to focus more on the battles. And Microsoft then released the Last Hands expansion, which increased the civilization to more than 42, and it's roughly 14 times larger than the faction choices in StarCraft II, which provide a massive variety for the users. And what's now? Age of Empires 2 has approximately 22,000 to 26. They play on different platforms, not only Steam, Xbox, console, and Microsoft Store. And StarCraft 2, in contrast, Blizzard does not provide a public API for Battle.net, where um, StarCraft players play. The information I was able to find is that the game is being played about between 12 and 18,000 concurrent players daily, which made the StarCraft approximately half of Age of Empires 2. I didn't mention that there's no just Age of Empires 2, there's Age of Empires 3, Age of Empires 4, but I don't think they have the success of Age of Empires 2. I have bought Age of Empires 3 but haven't played already. For some reason, I'm not sure why. When I play Age of Empires, I prefer to play Age of Empires 2. So that's it. Somehow StarCraft is pioneer. They invent something, make a huge success in the first year, and then Microsoft come and improve, learn from their success and try to replicate it. In my opinion, today I don't think someone compares these two games, but back in the days, people often compare them. Today they're just um, two awesome and popular real-time strategies, like many others, but these two has a huge history. That's it. I hope you liked the video, the information I provide. Thank you for watching. Cheers and bye.